Thank you so much, Avery, and greetings, everyone. As Avery just said, my name is Susannah Tuttle, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm grateful to serve as director of North Carolina Interfaith Power and Light and the North Carolina Council of Churches Eco-Justice Connection. As Queen Quet requested while we were signing on just now, I am going to sing a few bars of my namesake song. It rained all night the day I left. The weather, it was dry. Sun so hot, I froze to death. Susannah, don't you cry. And I appreciate that Queen Quet said that when she saw my name, because often when I introduce myself, I say, my name is Susannah, and I promise I won't cry for you unless you need me to, and then I will weep. Just a little reminder that even in a childhood ballad, there are references to the realities of the kind of climate chaos that we are experiencing today and why we are coming together in communities to move from resilience to restoration. As we begin, it is important to acknowledge that the land we each reside within and depend upon is Indigenous land. This recognition is one way we seek to orient ourselves in this work and to do the work of justice in our communities. May we honor each tribe, their ancestral land, and their leadership presence today with our commitments to repair the harm of the present and past. I will now uplift the land where I live in the town named Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I reside on the occupied lands of the Eno, Shakori, Occaneechi, and Saponi Native peoples. I invite us all to take a moment to drop into the chat box the peoples whose land you rely upon now. If you do not know, this is also an invitation to learn. The groups co-hosting tonight's event in support of the leadership of Creation Justice Ministries have been partnering for years as we strive to do the work of educating, inspiring, and mobilizing congregational networks of faith communities. We know we are stronger together. And again, we want to thank each of you for sharing your time, talents, and treasures as we live into the promise of beloved community. We will be moving into our panel presentations and workshops shortly. And with that, I offer us all a multi-faith prayer as a grounding force of connecting the global to the local in the spirit of solidarity. This is titled To Our Common Cause. In an era of planetary crisis, we as people of faith are coming together. We come together because our love for the good and our care for the earth inspires it. Our concern for justice, freedom, and peace demands it. And what we can learn from each other requires it. We have begun to listen together to the spirit within our varied and venerable traditions. In spite of our differences, we share many principles which spring forth from the teachings of each of our faith traditions. We join together as many and diverse expressions of one loving mystery for the healing of the earth and the renewal of all life. A sense of the sacredness of the individual person and each one's conscience. A sense of the value of human community and our role in the interdependent web of life. A realization that might is not right, that human power is not self-sufficient or absolute, and that our trust is in something greater than ourselves. A belief that love, compassion, selflessness, and the force of inner truthfulness and the spirit have ultimately greater power than hate, greed, and inordinate self-interest. A sense of obligation to stand on the side of the poor, the hungry, and the oppressed, and to serve the cause of eco-justice for all. A profound hope that good choices for all of life finally will prevail. Because we affirm these convictions held in common, we also affirm one another in our different religious and cultural expressions. Because we affirm our differences, we also affirm the validity of the diverse efforts and gifts which we each bring to the common cause of living in harmony with all existence. Because we affirm our role in the world, we also affirm our commitment to stand together as a unified force for its social and moral benefit, and to be a symbol of living together in diversity on behalf of all life. May it be so. On behalf of the Southeast Faith Leaders Network, we give gratitude to you for all joining us for an evening of discussion and workshops on building climate resilience and restoring our communities to places of safety, justice, and prosperity. Together, we are learning how faith communities, academics, and government officials are working together in finding new and creative solutions to climate challenges. I will now pass it back over to Avery Davis Lamb to introduce tonight's first panel on racial justice, recovery, resilience, and restoration.